Now, we got both the inside arms on. We got a piece of foam to go in the seat. We're going to put what they call a tight seat in it. Of course, not a loose cushion, it's just a tight seat. The place I used to work at, that's basically the way we did these. You have to get your measurements. Your measurements look like they're going to be big, but you're going around 5 inches of poly and coming out the side. And poly is foam rubber. That's what we call foam rubber, is poly. And a base tack is foam right on the edge of the wood. That way it don't move. You want to center your cover. Any cover you do that's a big piece like this, you want to try to center. That way you don't ever have more fabric on one side than you do the other, and don't short yourself. You center the frame and the cover. Just like on your arms, you want a base tack. About halfway down the rail, put you like 3 base tacks. Now, some covers, you can, if you don't have much fabric, you can cut the fabric at least enough where it don't show, and then you can sew full, which is another type of fabric that pulls it down, and you staple it. Alright, so make sure it's pulled back good. Make sure it's on there smooth, no wrinkles, because you got to make a cut. So kind of turn that in, because you want to cut from the corner back to the corner of the chair. What you want to do, you want to cut about 2 inches from the corner of the chair. That way, when you pull everything, you don't show any cuts. Alright? And all this excess fabric that's in here, I cut it, get it out of the way, just so it won't be in the way. Do the same thing with the other side. Pull the corner of the fabric over here and make sure it's pushed all the way back into the corner. I'm going to cut it all the way in, stop about 2 inches before the corner. And like I say, this right here is just cutting out the stuff that we don't want in our way. Throw it away. Once you get this part, you got to shuck it down in there, because it's tight between the foam and the springs of the back. Different fabrics work different ways. Some things fit tight and some are loose. You can judge all of that from experience. I'll pull it all in where it's all in nice, snug, with no wrinkles. Now, you want to find a rail that you have to cut around. And it's the rail on the outside of the arm. You'll see it going up and down. You want to cut, like almost going toward it. Stop about 1 inch for the arm and kind of give it a V cut and a V cut. Now, this excess, get it all the way over next to where the arm is, because you're going to fold it back under it. You want to cut about half of that out, because it's just going to get in the way. You're going to take this, you want to shove it down. It's going to come out the side of the crack on the side of the arm. You can take this and fold it down inside of it. You want to try to do both sides before you staple anything, to make sure there's no problem. So about 1 inch, V cut, Get about half of this out. I'm going to put it all down it. Come out the side over here. Hold this down too. When you fold everything, you want to make sure there's, like with two separate parts here, but you still want it to be a smooth seam to where you can't see no dents or cuts or nothing. That's when you start tacking it down. I tack the back down first, so keep everything tight front to back. Then I come over here to the side. I pull the seat on the side down and tack it. Then you take your arm. While you're over here, you got to pull the salvage back down on your arm to make sure it's all smooth. Then you can take it and tack it down. Then you do this side. Same thing you do on both sides, all three sides. Have grooves between the rail and the bottom to where you can pull your salvage through. Now, once you've gotten the three sides tacked, bring this up. You'll take your staples loose, the middle one. You'll take it loose. And you've got to re-pull the front down to make sure it's down smooth. And once you pull it down, you'll base tack it. And you'll work your way both sides until you get to the very end. Having a smooth edge all the way to both sides. Where you folded your fabric down, there's going to be a fold there. You want to fold that in and fold it down. And just staple it. Then do the other side. Same way. Some people can do it fast. Some people can do it slow. But you really, unless you're working at a place that has a piece rate, you don't really have to worry about speed. I've worked at both. And biggest thing, you want to try to get everything uniform and make both sides look the same. Don't want no cuts showing, and you don't want no staples showing. You can't reiterate enough. If the staples are showing, and if you work somewhere and your staples are showing, it's going to get pulled out. And if you do a job for somebody in your own shop and you have staples showing, 9 times out of 10 you won't get another job. Alright, once you got the seat done, I've got a border that covers the rest of this, the bottom of the arms and the seat up. I sewed welt cord on it, just like I did on the arms for decorations. You can either cut you a gauge of what size this wood is, or you can just, if you can do it, just fill the top of the wood. You want the welt cord to be even with the top of the wood on the frame. You'll staple cardboard strips up against the welt cord on this side. And that is just so the welt cord itself cannot roll back. If it rolls back, then more than likely you'll see staples. So everything's no cuts, no staples, and very neat. And to pad this, we use what's called Dacron. If you have scrap Dacron, you can use that. You can cut it to size, especially if you have your own shop. Most upholstery places, they have stuff cut for you. Basically, this is just so it has padding, so you don't feel no raw wood. Upholstering, like I say, I'm condensing the video to just parts of it. Even the parts that I'm showing, it takes a little while to do. Alright, when you do the border, you fold it down. You're going to make sure it's straight, make sure it's smooth. If you see any lumps in it, they make these rubber hammers to where you can just tap it down. It won't damage the fabric. And it gets it down smooth. Alright, you want to tack it in here. Go to about 2 inches, 2 or 3 inches before the leg. You make you a cut from the bottom of the fabric up to where the V is on the wood, where the leg and the bottom rim meets. Then you'll fold this salvage to where it'll run even with this wood and this wood, so it will be straight. You want everything, like I say, everything uniform. You do this side the same way. That's what that will look like. With the border on it. You're going to cut your salvage off. Always cutting the salvage off. Some people don't care. Some people just hold it up in there if it'll fit. I don't like having a bunch of clutter, so I like to get rid of it. Right. And that's the seat and the border.